Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we're going to dive into something that is totally changing the game for the accounting industry: strategic offshoring. And look, this isn't about just cutting costs anymore. Not at all. It's become a really powerful tool that modern CPA firms are using to scale up, get way more efficient, and honestly, to empower their teams. So let's break down how it all works.
So let me just start with a question that I bet hits pretty close to home for a lot of you. You hire these brilliant, super qualified people only to watch them get totally bogged down in data entry and tedious compliance work, right? But what if you could actually change that? What if they could focus on what really moves the needle, like high-level advisory work and growing your firm?
All right, here's our game plan. First up, we're going to tackle the core dilemma facing modern CPAs. Then we'll look at strategic offshoring as the solution, and that includes the incredible 24-hour workflow, which is a total game changer. We'll get super specific about what you can delegate and, this is crucial, how this whole thing actually empowers your team right here at home. So let's just set the stage for a second. Running a CPA or audit firm these days, well, it means feeling the squeeze. It's this constant, high-pressure environment, and it feels like it's coming at you from every single direction. And what's wild is how all these pressures just pile on top of each other. You've got these insane deadlines, and at the same time, clients expect faster, more perfect service than ever before. Meanwhile, just finding and affording qualified local staff has become a massive challenge. You toss in constantly changing regulations and those inevitable bottlenecks during tax season, and yeah, it's no wonder so many firms feel like they're stretched to the absolute limit.
But what if there was a way to relieve that pressure? A way to actually create new capacity for growth? Well, this is exactly where strategic offshoring enters the picture. But to really get it, we have to think about it as so much more than just a simple cost-saving trick.
And really, the key word is right there in the definition: integrating. This isn't about replacing anyone on your team. It's about bringing in a skilled remote team to handle all that technical, repetitive work. This integration is what frees up your onshore staff from the daily grind and lets them shift their focus to the good stuff: high-value client advisory, complex audits, and strategic planning. The work that actually grows the firm.
And here's where you really see the payoff. I mean, look at this. By delegating those time-sucking tasks, firms see this massive jump in efficiency. Turnaround times get way faster, which, of course, your clients are going to love. And maybe most importantly, you create so much more capacity, which means you can take on more clients and scale your business without your overhead costs going through the roof. Okay, now for what I think is one of the coolest, most powerful parts of offshoring. It's like a secret weapon, using time zones to create a continuous 24-hour workflow. Seriously, this is a total game changer.
So the process itself couldn't be simpler, but the effect is huge. Your US team wraps up their day and assigns some pending tasks. Could be audit prep, could be accounts payable. Then, while you're at home sleeping, the offshore team, say in India, is just starting their day. They get to work. And when your US team walks in the next morning, boom, that work is already done and just sitting in their inbox ready for review. Productivity is literally happening around the clock.
I mean, this quote just nails it. You meet your deadlines faster, your team has way less stress and burnout from working crazy overtime, and the whole operation just runs smoother. It's an incredible efficiency boost that's just built right into the model.
Okay, so what exactly are we talking about delegating here? Well, the short answer is a lot. Let's take a look at the huge range of tasks an offshore team can take off your plate. This table gives you a fantastic overview. I mean, we're talking about everything from the daily grind of ledger maintenance and bank recs, all the way to the heavy lifting of tax prep and audit support, like preparing work papers and organizing all that documentation. Even accounts payable, with all its invoice coding and back and forth with vendors, can be managed completely seamlessly. And the great thing is, you don't have to jump into the deep end all at once. A lot of firms start with really specific, well-defined areas. Payroll is a super common one because it's essential, it's repetitive, and it's time-sensitive. Outsourcing it usually gives you some quick wins and really builds your confidence in the whole model before you expand into other things like bookkeeping or audit prep.
But this brings up a really critical question. What does all this mean for your existing US team? And I want to be super clear here. This isn't about replacement. It's about empowerment. It's about fundamentally changing their day-to-day work for the better.
This slide shows that transformation perfectly. The before picture, your best people are buried under a mountain of compliance and data entry. But after, they are freed up to focus on what you actually hire them for: high-level analysis, strategic client advice, and final review. They go from being task doers to being true strategic advisors.
And the human impact of that shift is just massive. Stress and burnout go way down because all that tedious work is being handled. Job satisfaction goes up because the work is now more engaging and valuable. And that leads to more time for real, meaningful client interaction, which in turn boosts client satisfaction through the roof. It's a win-win-win situation. Of course, anytime you talk about sending sensitive financial data anywhere else, a huge question immediately pops up, as it should. Is this stuff secure? Can I rely on it? And that's a critical one. Any good offshoring partner has to have a rock-solid answer. And the answers are all about having multiple layers of protection. First, security is everything. That means fully encrypted systems and strict role-based access so people only see the data they absolutely need to see. Second, reliability is built right in, with multi-level review processes to guarantee accuracy. And finally, you get dedicated people trained specifically on your firm's unique processes, all backed by clear daily communication so you are never in the dark. These aren't just bullet points on a slide. They are the absolute foundation of a trustworthy partnership. So what's the bottom line here? Well, strategic offshoring has really evolved. It is no longer just a line item on a spreadsheet for saving money. It's a powerful, strategic lever you can pull to drive real growth, unlock totally new levels of efficiency, and dramatically improve your employees' satisfaction and retention.
And that really just leaves us with one final thought to chew on. Just imagine for a second, what if your best people were completely freed from the daily grind? What if you had a 24-hour workflow just humming along, driving productivity? What could your firm really achieve with all of that new strategic capacity?